Hello YouTube and fellow resellers, this is Kevin the Stoic Reseller back at you with another video and potentially a new stream of videos. So this is actually going to be the intro to my Lunchtime Chronicles. It's going to be an in-store point of view about what I do every single day. So if you're new to my channel, you may not know, I have a full-time job. I have a young son and a wife. And basically, it's a full-time job with a full-time family with some part-time businesses that I'm trying to get to be more of a full-time to try to eliminate some of these other things, all while trying to balance life. I try to keep this at a minimum impact to my family because you can't let this all consume you. And please, guys, please keep that in mind that you cannot allow eBay or whatever you're doing consume you to the point where you're ignoring your family every single day. So let's get into this. So today, you can see here, these are my impressions. My organic impressions are up. That's fantastic. Promoted keeps going down. I'm down to around 104 promoted listings now out of a 712 item eBay. My top 20 search impressions are up 15%. So this, I've been doing a lot of thought, reading a bunch of comments lately, and I have a feeling this has to do with my titles being a little bit more specific in terms of putting the exact item name in the title. So if it's take something that I know pretty much like the back of my hand, some cool pants. So if I had the cool radical pant, it's very important to put that radical, that specific title of the garment in the title. I think that gives a more precise search result, and I think my efforts have definitely paid off here. 13.6% of my impressions are in the top 20 search results, and that also probably is due to sourcing higher sell-through items as well. And some of my items are actually in categories or in brands that have like 10 listings and 200 solds. So that plays a factor. So don't think that, maybe I'm secretly promoting here. I'm really trying not to. And you can kind of see my organics over promoted is simply getting more and more. I mean, you can see here promoted impressions 24%, organic is 75%. The other thing I really wanted to point out, guys, is you can see my external site views are more about 20% more than the time before, which was back in October. So I'm really, I don't know what to equate that to. Maybe it's the Q4, more people searching things up, or maybe it has something to do also with that specific item title. I might do a video explaining how to do that in the clothing category because specifically that's what I sell in, and I've become pretty accustomed to trying to find that information out. So maybe, yeah, I'll probably do that. That'll come later this week, most likely. And then these non-search impressions, I've actually gotten a little bit more clarity on this. From my understanding, this can be basically you have to promote for the most part, or just about, I would guess, to get this way up. And actually, this, if you're in a saturated market, this is something that you definitely need to pay attention to. For me, I do think that it's not that big of a deal. If this was higher, I probably would have more sales, but I'm trying to do this without promoting, and so I'm just trying to see how far I could take this in the current market space that we have. You can see my page views are down 21% over the prior time, or that's my external. My current is down 0.3. So people who say that my page views are being up or whatever, I really don't experience a whole lot of seasonality with what I sell. You can see the quantity sold is down, and my sold graph is looking like a roller coaster from hell here. So let's get into, I do want to share some items that I sold. I really want to show you kind of how I take pictures, and so I'm not sure if this main picture here is actually detrimental. I do know the algorithm does read your primary picture, and I don't know if a slanted picture does anything. I'm sure it does, just like anything else you do. If you sneeze in your photo, the AI seems to know and throttles the traffic to that item. But as you can see, every single item I sell is going to have, as long as it's top, is going to have this weird angled picture. I don't know where I got this from. I just do it because it's fun to do, I guess. But you can kind of see, I'm going to go through everything. I really want you guys to understand that the more pictures, the better. And especially when it comes to used clothing, I've found over time people ask you certain questions. So you start to learn that you just include the pictures of that you've been asked, So I'm going to give you a sneak peek on how I search things up. So this is the newer cool tags. Normally you're going to see like an S or V1 followed by the bottom number, that 3110. In this one, they've added more numbers. The reason I know this is I just went to the store. It was Public Lands, and I happened to look at it. And yeah, these are the more common tags nowadays. But that bottom number, you just search into Google, just do cool 3110, and you'll get the exact title or the exact item. And as you can see here, this is the Interceptor Full Zip Mock Neck Fleece. And then something else, you can see that this is something that I also include the measurements in the listing, and actually in my newer listings, these are pushed to the second and third and fourth, however many measurements I have are pushed to the right after the title picture. But you can see that sold for $44.97 plus shipping. The next item is this 32 bar blues. You just kind of take as many pictures as necessary, try to make it relevant to everything. You can see here, I accepted, I believe it was an offer of $28. I figured, hey, we're in the Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I'm not going to haggle too much further than that. Normally I'm in the 20% ball range. I have no problem. Here's some this is Prana Brion. I find these pants quite often. I have to pay up. So if you guys are curious, my average cost of goods is $9.85. So please don't believe that I am just making a killing out here. You have to realize that 30% of this total fee plus shipping, so $46, 30% of that goes straight into shipping, eBay fees, and other sorts of stuff that gets charged on a final value fee. And then you have to also take $9.85 away, and then you get kind of what I make. So, I mean, if you figure, $46, you take away 30%, that's, I've been told you don't do math on YouTube here. So you got 46 times 0.3, which is how much my fees, which is final value fees and shipping, and you add in that $9.85 equals $23.65, and you minus the 46, leaves me with $22.35 before you take your taxes out. So you can see why I can pay up for these. I pay up to a maximum of $13, as long as it doesn't impact my thrift trip average cost. I'm in good shape. Here is the thing I love about selling clothes is shit brands like Hurley, and I'm sorry if that offends anybody, but Hurley is not a very in-demand product, but they do make in-demand crossovers. So they have teamed up with like surfers or some other popular celebrities in the past, and then they also team up with popular other garments. So you can see this Carhartt logo. It had like this ripstop. It almost kind of felt like a pair of chinos that Carhartt would make, and it was really cool. I did sell this for $20 plus shipping, so it's not like I'm making a ton of money on it, but you can see that these are the items that keep the business flowing because, not every item is going to be $40 plus shipping. Here's an item I probably paid way up because the thrift stores I have to go to charge an arm and a leg. I would say I probably paid $20 for this item. But Vineyard Vines Performance. This is I accepted an offer for $60. I mean, that's just good money. I wasn't gonna complain. It's below my 20% threshold. Here's an example of the delist relist. I delist and relist my oldest 10 items. I update the title. I'll update my shipping policy on it. I'll update price if needed. I do all of that, and then eventually I have a new model coming up that I will explain in a later video. But you can see here this sold for, this did sell for the full price of $19.97 plus shipping. Got a couple more. Guys, I sell quite a bit of Nike. It's an interesting how people kind of talk down about this brand. If you're generic with your search results, absolutely, you will not get sales. This is Nike has an excessively saturated market, along with Adidas and Puma. All these athletic brands that are fairly common are extremely saturated. So it's important that you look up every single style code. Some of my older videos that got like 2 or 3 views, if you've ever watched those, I tell you to go through your thrift store and look up every Nike product, their sell-through rate, their sell-through cost, things like that. And the way you're going to look up Nike is right after the size right here. This number here is the style code. The last 3 is the color code of Nike. I haven't found a very good breakdown of the style codes. It's kind of, you can kind of understand that 010, if you ever see that, it means it's a black garment. But it's this first 6 digits here that's going to tell you what the Nike item is. I simply use that in eBay. If I can't get good results, you can easily go to Google and do the same thing. You can see here I accepted $20 on this as well, and 20 plus shipping on a used pair of Nike shorts that I paid probably $7 and change for is really good. It brings down my average cost of goods, or at least keeps it at a state where the higher dollar items can make up for these lower dollar sales. And then these next 2 items that you see here, actually it's the last 2, are something I took a chance on. These were $7.50 at the store. I bought a bunch of these. These are Nike VaporKnit. Or this one's the ADV short. This is just a lesser one, but I did accept an offer of $29. But you can see here with the 39, typically that is player issued if it's got a number on it. And Portland Thorns is a women's soccer team. So it's a women's soccer football club in Portland. And 2 of these sold right away. I still got quite a few. This one actually isn't player issued, so you can see the difference in title. I put player issued in this one. In this one, I left that out because I couldn't confirm that. And you always want to be as accurate as possible. So yeah, those are the solds I had. Enough rambling there. So guys, let me know if you like these. I try to be as transparent as possible. I like to show you the stuff I sell. I think a lot of people kind of only show you the highlights. They don't show you the everyday things like, these Hurley crossed with Carhartt. This is something that you're just putting into your store every day because that's something that's going to sell. Same with these shorts. Same with these shorts. These are things that keep the business moving. Same with this cool vest. Yeah, it was a really awesome find. But you're not finding these every day. Your odds of finding this are more likely than finding this cool vest. So what's next is you're going to see a compilation of last week's thrift finds that I do on my lunch. So I am a salaried employee. I am fortunate enough that my employer doesn't care how long I take my lunch. I do keep it within reason at 1 hour, but I do definitely put more than 8 hours a day most of the time. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. And, I don't really get to make it to many of my local thrifts, so I do it during my lunch. And my thrift store is pretty not so great, but on occasion I find some great stuff. So tell me what you think in the comment section about the point of view. Criticize the camera angles and things like that. This is something that I'm very not comfortable doing yet. I'm not someone, I'm kind of an introvert when it comes to displaying like certain things, and I'm very aware of my surroundings. I don't like it when people are talking to myself. Think I'm talking to myself anyways. So you're gonna probably see a voiceover most likely on these finds. And I hope you enjoy. I hope this gives you a different perspective of how I run my business and what I have to do to make it work. So guys, until the next video, rule the day. This is we're in Roscoe's. These are the good jerseys, but $40 is too much. Here's a USA jacket. $30.
Oh, you know which ones you don't want? Okay.
22. Essential joggers, too much. There's so many people here. Oh yeah, it is Black Friday, I suppose. Why you go to Ross for Black Friday? I got no idea, because they ain't got no sales. I guess they're just a permanent sale at this point. What we're looking for, guys, is unique top-end Nike stuff. Like this. They want $25 for a $90. Damn, that's really nice. Is this Nike? 25? Yeah, we're buying this too. Guys, we're about to pop off here. So this is how I do this stuff, okay? And this is why it's important. You see it's $25. You gotta look up just specifically DM 4615. You gotta make sure you understand. So we got brand new buy condition, new with tags. So we had 95 new with tags. Sold is 115. Okay. Let's go to the full style number though. I want to make sure. New show. So there's 16 sold with 22 available. We got large. I think we're past on the small. We're gonna look at this though. This is interesting. They only want 20. They want 25 for these. So we had DC 730. Buy condition new tags. Actually, I don't think these are all that great, guys. 43 results. I mean, okay, sell-through rate, but $40 is what I'm getting. So too expensive. If we can find those other joggers in a large, we're gonna do that. Or a larger size. Ooh, damn! Did you see that catch? You know, you've been doing it too long to be able to do that. Sports style elite joggers for 22 is too much. So they're 40. Ooh, these are an interesting jogger from Adidas. No price. It's a problem with Adidas mostly, guys. Sometimes you never find a price on them. Human race joggers. Uh-oh. There's all sorts of good stuff, dude. I'm thinking, guys, we are gonna go off human race. These are priced $90. You do the same thing, guys. So you go Adidas, and Adidas has about a 5-digit thing right here. H58324. Let's see here. We're gonna filter by new and hit sold. We got 5 with no solds. It's probably a pass. Those are quality. Okay, so here's something, guys, that I know, matter of fact, we'll be buying. But for transparency's sake, we are going to show you DV9883. Filter by condition new. There's 13 new tags with the style number. That's important. Sold 6. Run 50 to 55 bucks. That's actually. We'll hold on to these and think about that. If we find more stuff, then it'll probably be worth it. But if we don't find anything, then it's kind of not worth. I would imagine at this point. It's surprising. A lot of this stuff normally is really good. I mean, that's actually good enough for me. This is True Religion, right? Yeah. Some Nike Pro leggings. They want 20. It's definitely not good enough. Adidas. Some sort of jogger. I don't know. I'm really not a big fan of Adidas. Mostly. Sorry, I just gotta filter through a lot of garbage, guys. This is the Essential jogger. Those feel really nice. They're just a standard jogger. $80 still though.
Find everything right?
Yeah, thank you, man. It's too boring. Let's see how much they want. A lot of times, yeah, $75. Older tag. Reebok. Here we go. $30. These are the unique stuff that you're gonna be looking for. 110. Normal size 2. You guys don't really want to be loading up on large talls. Let's put it that way. So we got Nike DZ3054. 3054. Now they do want 30 for these. Oh, I didn't take my last number. So buy condition. New, there's 100. Oh, I guess 59. I don't know why they're so. What was sold? 17. So we're getting 60 plus free shipping. North Face, don't want to be buying those brand new. They will zero you. Here's an Elite jogger. No price tag. 25. These are made in the States though. Made in Cambodia. Pass. 17. Yeah, you're good. Sorry about that. A lot of really nice stuff. Unfortunately, the market is slipping on some of this stuff. North Face as well. Champion. A lot of these Under Armours, I really like these. It's a bit different than I'm used to. I think we're done with just about everything in here. More Adidas Human Race jogger. They want 25. That's a problem. Okay, so the other things we'll be looking at, guys. There's some golf pants. Drive jogger. So I think what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna put this back for now. We're gonna head over here. Remember where that's at, back. So let's look at the jackets real quick. And also, guys, the line is just wild. So let's kind of filter through this stuff. Sometimes you come across like really high-end stuff. Like here's the Nike fleece, $50. Like puffer for 25. Oh, they only want 65 for it. Brand new. Some Jordan joggers. Jordan joggers are generally okay, but not a very high price. Here's some Cowboys. This would be good. What do they want for it? $40. Oof. Some Nike. Here's Olympic jacket for 35. That's a bit spendy. Honestly, guys, you know it's weird. So if that was $5 less, I'd probably be more interested in it. States. $55 jersey for 17. That's interesting. Something I've seen before. What was this? This was a Howard. Oh. College related stuff. Yeah, be honest with you guys, I mean, this is what I do. I very rarely find things here at Ross because I have to be extra sure that it's going to sell. So here's a $200 jacket from Nike, and Ross wants $60. So that jacket's probably only going for like $100. If I was to be pretty honest with you guys. These are actually kind of cool. $25 though. Yeah, there's not. I mean, guys, there's a lot of stuff here, but not enough. If those first two items would have hit, Michigan State, $15. It's actually pretty nice. Another $200 jacket. I'm not about to spend $60. That's the issue with this, guys. It's like, you gotta look at the value stuff. A lot of the Nike for $25 is value. Here's a premium of $113 for a Cold Gear Reactor. $50. Oof. Again, it's like one of those things where it goes like these jackets. Dude, if these were $30, I'd probably be more interested. If that vest was probably $30, I'd be more interested in it. And I get it. Ross is gonna make money, and those are higher end stuff, so I understand why. Like, here's a really nice Under Armour jacket. Storm Daytona, $35. It's too much. TMC. Hey guys, don't sleep in Puma. Oh. Endangered trouts. Oh, green color. Okay. So you don't know what it is. That is the find of the week right here.
You could figure exactly what that was.
This right here, Kalahoa with the trout. Oh my gosh, guys. Alright, so we're looking at our goods. A wood keyboard. No, thank you.
Look at this.
Actually, a collector of board games. So, if I ever see board games that I'm actually like really into, I do buy them. Few and far between. So yeah, guys, looks like we only got the one buy. Yeah. Kind of maybe. There's Woolworths flannel, junk food clothing. There's not gonna be much new. Here's that cinch shirt we saw earlier. There's an old bean sweater. Maybe that would do alright. Yeah, we're not gonna spend any more time in here, guys. We really need to get going. This is the trap, guys. This is the trap. You just don't know what they've put out. That's okay. We'll hit this up again Monday. And fortunately, there's not much competition that does clothing around here. I mean, there is, but like a lot of them aren't very proficient with branding. They're pretty cheap. Like me, I'm willing to spend up on items. So, okay. Never know. I don't see Ross. Okay, guys. So as you can see here, I'm actually in my local store, and I'm doing a voiceover because it's just loud. It's insanely loud in these stores. They blare. I mean, I think they call it Goodwill radio. I mean, it's just. I mean, they have okay music. I mean, I'm so focused 9 times out of 10, I barely hear it. But you can see there, I was starting there in the shoes. I'm not a big shoe reseller, and normally what I'm doing is looking for like high end shoes that are going to sell around $100 plus. Very rare, but it's worth the couple minutes. Um, Something you guys should have a strategy about doing at all times is what are you going to do once you get to that thrift store? And my first strategy is I'd locate new racks. So there was new racks of shoes that hadn't been gone through, and then now there's new racks of clothing which appear to not have many hands touched. Um, for clarity's sake and transparency's sake, I live in a fairly small town, probably around 30 to maybe 40,000 people. This is the only Goodwill in the area, at least for about 25 to 30 miles. And I do believe there are other resellers in the area. However, I very rarely see anybody in the store that that's like blatantly a reseller. I'm sure if people find me in the store, they're clearly going to see that I'm a reseller. I'm always looking at comps. I got my phone out. I'm like going from place to place. So as you can see there, I checked the new racks. There wasn't anything there. Where I jump around. So now I'm looking through the primary men's racks. I'm primarily a men's seller, but throughout the week I do go through the women's clothing locally, and actually on my weekend thrift trips, I'll go through women's pants and activewear. Um, but I don't know if you guys can see. You can see the prices sometimes. The basic pair jeans is going to be $10.50. Um, as to why my Goodwill stocks their pants like this, I have no idea. This one is literally the only one that I've been to in my area, or even when I go to my thrifting up north, um, that does this. I don't know if this is like something that they're allowed to do at the local level or whatever, but it is kind of a pain in the butt. Um, to some degree, it makes it kind of nice, but hey, guys, you got to have thrift store karma. You can see me putting that back on the rack. Typically, if it's not too hard, I'll just put it back on the hanger. If it's too much of a nuisance, I just kind of drape it over the top of the rack there. And I like to pick up items too. I like to make sure that karma is good for me. Carhartt, you can see there, most Carhartt in this store is going to be $15 plus. They think it's literally laced with gold. The only Carhartt I truly like to pick up, just because I need my items to be $24 plus shipping at the cost. So basically, they need to sell $30 all in for me to make 2x my cost of goods. So most Carhartt does not sell around that price unless it is vintage. But you can see I kind of skimmed through this. Lucky Brand completely. There's certain things in that brand that will sell, that one not. So guys, you're gonna see the first find here. If you are unaware, Ben Davis is an absolutely amazing brand. So that is certainly something you should be picking up. It's now the ones that sell the best are the ones that are on that are made here in the States. This one, however, isn't, but it's like their work twill pant. It's really good. This could be a find once the color tag comes half off if it's still here. It's an orange label. You can see they want $15.79. That is something that you maybe get around $35 to $40 for, and it does not have the greatest of all sell-through rates. So for me, I will wait to pay the $7.90 at half off if it's there. But as of right now, I think artificially inflating my average bike cost is not worth it. Um, you could see I have thrift stores that are no different than anyone else. I have to filter through thousands of items, most of which are overpriced here at the thrift, most of which are, marginally resellable at best online. Not to say that there aren't quality brands. I mean, you can see there's Whitey Tidies right there. Who doesn't want new pair of Whitey Tidies? I know some of the vintage pair can sell really well, but those most often I just kind of filter right past them. Uh, so then here I'm looking at these. I'm trying to figure out what they were. A lot of times when you see brands that are like, they feel good, they look different, um, and they don't have that tag, you're thinking, oh, okay, this has got to be Lululemon. No, those were I think they call it a Pana, and it's actually a knockoff Lululemon brand sold on Amazon, and I have been finding it so often, and it throws you for a loop because it looks and feels exactly like Lululemon. They put their tags in the same spot. They put their logos on the same spot as Lululemon piece would have its logo. It's bizarre, guys. Um, so yeah, you can see here I'm just kind of filtering through. I do find this Nike Olympic, United States Olympic team bomber for women. Um, you can see that. So the one thing I keep telling people to do is when you come across Nike, Nike is actually an extremely saturated market, of course, but it is also a very lucrative market if you know exactly what to find and how to find it. So you can see here, I'm fumbling with the eBay app because it's kind of ass sometimes. Um, so I'm getting to my search, and what you do in the search field is you just type in Nike, and then underneath that material tag is a style code, and I like to just use the first six, and you can see here I found comps. I like to sort it as buy it now, used. There weren't any used options, and you can see that there were some solds, not a whole lot. They only want it's half off actually. It's a green one, and so I paid 525, and the new comps on that were anywhere between $50 and $60. So once you understand how Nike works, you'll just understand how to price those items. So I will be listing that jacket for $35 plus shipping, and most likely taking an offer anywhere between 28 and $30, and that's pretty damn good come up. So here you can see a fleece Patagonia. Uh, so something, guys, I really want you to understand is not all Patagonia is made the same. Um, so the way you want to look up Patagonia is you go open up Google, type in Patagonia style number, and you're going to see here that I was not able to locate the style number. It was faded off. And I'm telling you right now, if you cannot find that style number, it is not worth picking up. Most of the stores are going to price the living crap out of it. And most stores also don't know what to do. You can see here, I didn't grab a cart. So forgive me. I'm still somewhat new to the whole camera thing inside the store. Um, but yeah, don't pick up everything Patagonia. A lot of their stuff actually doesn't have a really strong resale market, and you'd be really put yourself in a bind, especially with how these stores like to pay or charge up for that stuff. I mean, it's kind of wild. They see Patagonia, and I mean they'll price that stuff all the way to I've seen some Patagonia just shirts priced at $25. So you know if it's at the right price, maybe sure. Um, but more often than not, you're going to want to make sure you have the exact style name and go from there. So you can see here, I'm just filtering through all the men's. Again, you're going to have to forgive me. I know the camera angle is kind of ass. I'll have to try to get a better angle that shows the labels as I filter through. It's kind of difficult. I should have grabbed a cart. Um, I'm kind of, I don't know how you say it. I generally don't grab carts because I'm not used to finding more than one or two items. Um, but I'm probably going to become more of accustomed to doing it if I'm going to be recording more often. You can see I just skipped through a bunch of that. It's really boring. I haven't found anything new. Um, they just rolled out this cart, and you can see it's pretty empty. They do this on occasion. There's just nothing on it. I like to look at the pants just to make sure. And then I come back to the aisle I was in, and then I got the other side. So my store likes to separate it. Short sleeves from or button ups from polos and short sleeves. So got all these. I see a lot of Prana in my area. I see a lot of Levi's in my area. I see quite a bit of, I would say, your typical brands. Nike. Um, it just about what everyone else sees. Okay, so please don't feel like I am just lucky. I work incredibly hard at this. There's over 1,000 pieces that I have to do in such a in this one section. It seems like, and mind you guys, this is Lunchtime Chronicles. This is what I'm doing on my lunch because I want my business to grow, and I need to at least try to get some items from my local area. So you can see I'm actually pretty quick at this. Sometimes you get tripped up and you're like, what is this? That was like Russell, I think. A lot of times, if you should hesitate if you don't see it's a tag. Sometimes it's Lululemon. You know, you can see here I was looking at this Under Armour Cal State. Um, just pretty much if it's not Nike branded with like a major team, it's for the most part not going to be for me. As I'm looking for items that are going to sell $30 all in. That is not an item that is going to sell for $30 all in. And for reference, like I said, that Nike jacket is going to be $30. The Ben Davis pants, believe it or not, I'm probably going to list those closer to $50 plus shipping. So those are just a great banger. And you can see Polo. I actually think that was fake. And if it's not fake, it's just a really old label. And I'm just not familiar with it. So we just, keep looking, keep looking. There's a ton of Carhartt. Guys, I'm not joking with you. Every Carhartt piece that you see in here is minimally priced, I think $13.50. If it's a pair of Carhartt pants or a long sleeve, I mean it's 15 plus. They think Carhartt is the most valuable brand in all of existence. They don't realize that I can go south to another town near me that has a Carhartt store and literally buy some of these shirts for like $30. So, and they're charging 15 for a used one. And it's like a lot of times these used ones have stains, they have holes, they have flaws of all sorts. And it just makes you laugh sometimes, when you see certain things. You can see him holding them awkwardly and stuff. And it's just like, geez. You can see this rack particularly is super packed. Here's a Ralph Lauren. I actually contemplated getting this. It was half off, but it's just one of those things where I don't know, guys. You tell me. It's Ralph Lauren is just one of those really hard brands to understand. Like I had a feeling that might have been a good item to pick up. Um, just because it was just such a classic blue stripe to it, but I left it behind. Most Ralph Lauren is such a long tail thing, and with how eBay's doing things, this brings us to a certain issue. The slower sales, eBay wanting us to sell items at a quicker pace. So it's important that we're getting things that are going to have a higher sell through rate. You can see this is actually the next pickup. For some reason, they only priced this really nice Wrangler button up with this nice southwestern pattern. It's a short sleeve, but it's an older style. It's made here in the States. It's in really good shape. I'm gonna probably price that around $25 plus shipping. Yeah, I'll probably get a good offer around $22, but those are just the unique items that sometimes you just got to take a shot on. I know it doesn't meet my metric, but it's what it is. You're gonna see this is Sims. You see that fish on the pocket there? This is like a seersucker. Um, it looks like a pearl snap. Sorry about the view, guys. I'm looking at it. I mean, it's got some wear. The main issue here is you see the label there, the size tag. It's completely worn. And a lot. I can't tell exactly what size it is. I can do the measurements and guess. This item is a pretty strong item, but you know what, guys? I'm just not into it. It didn't scream at me here. You see North Face shirt. There's some people out here that can buy those super dirt cheap, and then realistically, guys, I unless it's like a technical one, you're really not getting more than $15. And by technical, I mean like they make some really nice like flannels. They make some really nice shirts. That was not one of them. You can see there that was me finishing, and then yeah, I mean, I'm going to look through. Pardon the camera angle. Wow, that's terrible. Look at me. I'm an expert. Um, I do look at the hard goods from time to time. Um, sometimes you find nice stuff. What I'm really looking for here, guys, is things that I just know. So you're gonna see me. I'm gonna stop over here to the little electronics. You're looking for, poker games, you're looking for video games, consoles, things like that, which are rarely here. There's some really good computer mice that I look for that are small, easy to ship. I'm fully equipped to handle something like that. Sometimes you find some new in the package items. Earlier this year, I found some Sony headphones that they wanted $20 for and sold each one for $80. Stuff like that is what you're really looking for. And then I always look at the board games. I always look for hard to find, really expensive board games, the ones that you don't get at your regular like Targets and WalMarts. Stuff you have to go to your local card shop or local board game store if you're lucky enough to have one. I'm a board game collector. Maybe one of these days I'll make a video showing all the board games I have just to show you how big of a nerd I am. But there wasn't anything here. You can see me. I got a little bit of extra. I have some time. I actually made it through a lot of the stuff there. Um, just you gotta. Also, there's just a lot of people. So when you're in these thrift stores, if you've never really been, and you're looking, you're trying to understand, you really gotta like navigate. You got to be aware of what is around you at all times. You have to have your ears open because people are crazy and shady. Also, you're just trying to find. You're trying to listen for the new carts coming out. So yeah, so I decided to use the last little bit of time looking at these jackets. Here's a North Face, guys. Again, where I am from, I'm gonna find a lot of these like REI brands, or let's call them outdoor brands. And the problem is that they price them all to the moon, and that North Face, fleece sweater, you're really not getting more than $20. You're really looking for like the soft shell jackets or the more um, modern jackets. That one was pretty old. And then the other thing with North Face, which really sucks, is you really have to look um, at the stitching and the logo. You got to look underneath the materials tag, make sure it's got that hologram, because it's a product that's heavily faked. And sometimes I see them. And you can just tell right away if it's a nice one or not because if you do this for a period of time, you just know what a quality item feels like or even looks like. So you can kind of see here, I'm just getting impatient. I'm running out of time. And I'm just kind of flipping through, hoping that I can, find something real quick. And I didn't. So, but yeah, I mean, this is my lunchtime. You can see here, sometimes you just get like you don't want to leave because maybe you feel like you're on a burner or you're just finding all sorts of stuff. And it's pretty rare for me. I don't find too many items. You can see this is a new rack. They were putting out a whole bunch, but guys, this store particularly is really hard for me to find things. Like I said, we're a small location compared to where I go. on my big weekends. So, but yeah, you're gonna see. You gotta really do flip through. I mean, sometimes you see stuff like that. I thought that might have been Patagonia. On the rare occasion, I do pick up children's Patagonia. That was a vintage Nike shirt, but um, if you take me back 2 years, I would have picked that up. I think because vintage Nike back in the day was pretty dang solid. That was a snap-on jacket that they wanted $35 for, guys. So I don't. Here's the deal. Um, when it comes to excessively high prices like that, I just I see the price. I don't give a shit what the item is. Um, it's just one of those things where you're just like, screw that. See that there was a turkey that fell. I don't know what the heck it was doing there, but I was replacing its home. Kind of picked him up, put him right back where